Hello, beautiful people. I hope you guys are having a good day so far and a good month so far. Welcome to Wisdom Wednesday, and today we are going to be talking about reinventing yourself and flourishing during transitional times, not only with yourself, but with nature and the universe. Everything in life is about change and transitions, and a lot of times we can notice how we parallel with what's going on in the universe and what's going on in nature. In fact, our lives really mimic the cycles of nature because we are constantly growing and changing, and so it's a lot like our life. Now today I want to talk about the moon cycles because I've noticed some changes in myself, I've noticed some changes in other people, and not oddly enough, it is really in sync with what's going on with the moon cycles right now. The last couple of days, we'll just talk about that. The moon has been waning, and what that means is it's going to its darkest point, the least amount of illumination on the moon. And if you've noticed in your life, you might have seen some parallels where you slowed down a little bit. Instead of focusing so powerfully on accomplishing goals, you might have felt the need to slow down a little bit and be calmer a little bit. You might have been a little more contemplative. You might have really been focused on, I need a little more self-care. You might have felt a little more tired and not as energetic as you once were. And this is because we are symbols of what's happening on the moon, right? The darkness was covering over the moon and there was light still, but very little light. A lot of times we're closing out a lot of things during that time. We're contemplating things. We're thinking about where we're putting our energy because we are going to be approaching something that is really important that we're going to talk about next. I want to say before I move on that during the waning process, you might be evaluating relationships. You might be evaluating the things that you are investing your time in. You may be evaluating, do you want to continue with certain processes? You might find that some things are coming to an end or to a close because you see that there needs to be some sort of change. And so in the waning process, the light is going out on certain things, but you're going to see that it's really going to turn on other things. And that leads me to the next thing, which is the new moon. Okay, then there's the new moon, and that's really exciting because March 21st, we were in the new moon, right? And what this means is that the slate is clean. You can start fresh with whatever it is. And you might have said goodbye to certain things in a certain way, but hello to certain adaptations of projects or things that you had been thinking about. Relationships may have had some kind of epiphany where certain things had to end in a relationship. And maybe you're still in that relationship, but they have adapted and taken on a new challenge or something new that you're going to be moving towards. So really, when we get to the new moon, we're really talking about a clean slate where you're starting over. And this is the period of time where now you're really starting to move forward with any adaptations that you've made. You're starting to move forward with new plans. You might have a new job. You might be in a new relationship or developing a new relationship. You might be going after things, or you might have new innovative ideas that you want to try out. And this is the perfect time to do it because with the new moon, you are in a new clean slate. And it feels that way too. I was feeling before with the waning, I was feeling like I was moving away from certain things and adapting certain things, saying goodbye to certain things. And yet I knew that there was all these new things that I was going to really focus my attention on and invest my time in. Maybe they're the proven things that I knew that would work. So there's a lot of that going on prior to the new moon. And once you hit the new moon, you are in your reset button. And this is where the energy begins to come back because right after the new moon, you start to go into the waxing moon. And what that means is the light begins to illuminate. And that's why they call it the illumination, because the light is now waxing and it is going to start coming all across the moon once again, where it's going to put a lot of energy and focus and shine that light on the things that you've been building, the relationships that you've been building, the projects that you've been working towards, your business you can really focus on if you have a business to start flourishing, or if you work somewhere. All of this stuff starts to have light and vigor and activity start to really grow in this thing. And you'll notice that your emotions are mimicking all of this, right? The closing of the waning and getting more tired, to the reset button, to then you've got all this energy to begin again and to start over and to develop things. And this is the beauty, I think, of just really paying attention to what's going on, because as human beings, we are made we are made of star stuff, as Carl Sagan said. We really truly are. We are really connected through source energy, but we literally have moon dust in our body. And this is why we are so affected by all the things that happen in nature and happen with the moon cycles and the vibrations of all of that. We're connected with all of that. And so what we do is we use our rational brain to translate emotionally and through our lives. This is how we realize that our soul work is really just a mimicry of the universe, a mimicry of nature and the moon, and everything that happens in nature and in the universe is really everything that's still happening within us. So we pay attention to how we feel, and we can look at nature for guidance and say, okay, I'm not alone, because I see nature is doing this thing. Like the moon was waning and then it became a new moon and it matched all my energy and everything. So I just wanted to share with you those things so that you can understand that you are part of nature, nature is part of you, and we are all connected in one way or another. And I hope that you use this new moon and this illumination period to go after your dreams, get what you deserve, believe in yourself, because I believe in you. And that is it for this week's Wisdom Wednesday. I hope to see you here back next week. Please make sure that you like and subscribe below. Leave comments for me. Ring that bell so whenever I upload, you get a notification. And I thank you guys so much, and I will see you next week. Bye. Okay, because you stuck around a little bit longer, I'm gonna let you in on this secret. Just release the darkness. Move forward. You got this. Peace out. Get out of here. Go. Go do your stuff.